Hello friends, this is Sunili Jani Pawar with Shri Dharmesh Mehta ji on your loving channel DM Astrology. So today we have come with a very important topic, sir, as we discussed before some time. Today we are talking on Ashtakvarga.
Oh, ancient.
And you are master in it because you are a student of Shri C.S. Patel ji. So you may be or you must be knowing more than us whatever we know, because
Yeah.
as per my knowledge what I know, that Ashtakvarga is made up of 7 planets and 1 lagna, means ascendant and plus 7. So Pratyarashtak Varga is made before making the Bhinnashtak Varga.
Yeah.
So Surya, Chandra, Mangal, Mars, then Mercury, then what you say, Guru, Shukra, Saturn, and Lagna.
Right.
But Shri C.S. Patel has mentioned about Rahu Ketu also,
Yeah.
but as per our Shastras, it is not seen in many books mentioning about the Rahu Ketu. Sir, as per Vruddha Yavan Jatak, I remember one shloka. I'll just tell you the meaning because that shloka is not by hearted by me.
Okay.
So it says that apart from knowing the Jyotish Shastra, all Dasha system and other structures of Jyotish Shastra, Ashtakvarga is the main factor, and whoever knows the Ashtakvarga is more lovable and more adorable to God. He gets the God very soon. So
Okay.
Yavanacharya has written this shloka in his book in this Bal Mukunda Devagya Ashtakvarga Mahanibandh. You find this shloka in that also, and Vruddha Yavan Jatak also you find this shloka. So apart from this, we would like to know that what is the major factor to know the Ashtakvarga apart from Gochar and all that. So many factors we see.
Yeah.
So now you please elaborate about it.
See, I remember that I think 92 or 93 when I went to C.S. Patel, and that time he was a very famous astrologer, columnist, and he started, astrology. I say, yeah, Ashtakvarga, then you don't know anything. He say
Okay,
like that, you
same way.
don't know anything. No, I know numbers and I heard that you are master in numbers. No, बोलते you have to learn the ashtakvark, then only you know the complete. Because out of this BPHS all sloka, 300 slokas are devoted to the ashtakvark.
Yeah.
That part. So 300 slokas were, and many slokas are missing. So he was a person who has started collecting all this. And somehow he has succeeded also.
Yeah.
In 1957 he has wrote one book with this is the recent one book that C.S. Patel and Subramanian Iyer sir.
Everyone must go through this
Yeah,
book.
this book is a pioneer of Ashtakvarga. So that book he has already written in 57 and he gave me with his signature that you read first this book. So I go through. So he said that this is nothing but the planet gives, see we know the aspect we only see that if planet are with their degrees 180 degrees or 90 degrees 4 drashti and 7 drashti, but he say apart from these all planets are going to on their orbit, they influence each other.
Yeah.
So they said that when they are influencing means they are giving a voting to others. It's nothing but the voting. See what happen if you see any function like we have this KBC Kaun Banega Crorepati,
Yeah.
where people were asked that public opinion. So public just have to praise A, B, C, D. So this is also nothing but it's also secret voting by each planet to each planet.
It's like
That is a
feedbacks.
Binda. It's a feedbacks. So Mars is giving feedback from its own sitting to 3, 4, 8, 6 and likewise house.
Okay.
So I'll give influence to this house, then second, then third. So all planets are some or the other way influencing all these houses.
Okay.
What we see that the fifth house there is no planet, only Lord is there and Karaka is there. No, somebody is from other way is influencing. Some rays is also getting, and that rays only can be ascertained by the planetary combination strength, that is Binashtakvarga. So first of all, those who are interested in the Ashtakvarga, the definition says Ashtavarga, as you have defined that 7 planet and 1 ascendant. So Ashtavarga, all Varga have their points.
Yeah.
Like Sun has its 48, then Moon has 49, Mars is of 39. Then Mercury is 54. This is the highest. He said that the Mercury, being a application of mind, he applies every house. He gives the influence to every house. The lowest is the Mars 39 and highest is the 54. That's the Mercury. He said that the Mercury gives then your Venus and Jupiter same 52, and then the Saturn is 39.
Yeah.
So that's why it completes 337. If you add Lagna Ashtakvarga, then it will add to 387. But we normally cut down to 337 only. So first of all, everybody has to see. Previously in our time, when there was no computer, he makes to use everything that point wise. You have to make a point. Nowadays, just you add the date, time, place, and you get all these details.
Yeah.
That Jevara software is very good. In the one single screen, you get the Bhinnashtakva, Pratyashtas, all this data. So we can also see that and they have to make Bhinnashtakva. See, Bhinnashtakva is only for every planet 6. I believe we have talked on the sun video also and moon video also that Bhinnashtakva is very important. So first of all, you have to make a Bhinnashtakva. Every planetary wise Bhinnashtakva, I advise the viewers to make Rahu and Ketu also, because in transit, because Bhinnashtakva is only applicable during Dasha and transit. That we will see later on. Yeah. First of all, the main important is when you accumulate, and when you say it's Ashtakvarga, it is called Bhinnashtakvarga. Bhinna jointly, it is called Sarvashtakvarga. Yeah. So Sarvashtakvarga is a compilation of all these 8 varga into the sign. Each sign gets the power of each different planets. Sun also, if there is moon, Mars, everything. So first of all, you have to see which planet has given points to which sign. So sign wise it is different. So what we have made here is a Sarvashtakvarga. The 12th house you have to make. Yes, don't worry if you are not able to see. I'll make a clip of this, and definitely
they can see later on.
Yeah, we can add at the video we'll put. Yes. So here I have done the Bhinnashtakvarga total, that is a Sarvashtakvarga, by each house total things. See here in your software it will be given as a Aries onward. Yeah. But you have to
taken Taurus Lagna.
Yeah, we have taken a Taurus Lagna. So whatever the point that Taurus sign has got, we have to put here. Then Gemini, then Cancer likewise, all the 12th house you have to fill with the numbers. Now what happened if you consider 337 divide by 12 sign, so average come to 28. So this is a average point. So what happens if your any house has a 28, then it has an average house. That every planet has given the sufficient, whatever the required it is getting. If you have a less than 28 point, that means that house is lacking. Like people are lacking with the energy, they are lacking some planet strength. Some planet strength during your birth time, it's not reaching to that house, that sign. See here the house and sign both get the same points. Yeah. So what happened? This sign has got somewhat less. So you have to identify which house has got less than 28 point. So that house has to be specially treated because it has somewhat less.
So you mean to say that particular sign Karakatva also be less, as well as the Bhav Karakatva will also be affected because of less points. Say around 28 are the minimal level to get?
Yeah, 28 is the average by which the house and sign is sufficient to run.
Okay.
Then if it is below, then it is somewhat difficult to give. Sometimes what happens, you see that why this house, when Dasha has started, why this house is not activated. When you see the Sarvashtakvarga, you come to know, oh, because of this house has a less point, it will start running after some time. When you have 2 house, like Venus is affecting 2 house, you see both house has to activate simultaneously during Venus Dasha. But one house has started giving you effect, but other house, because it has a deficiency in the point, because all the planet has not voted that house.
Because of less points.
Yeah, less point. So what happened, that the deficiency is created, and due to that deficiency, that house will later on. Now, how much deficiency is that? Suppose I give you example that some house has a 25 point.
Yeah.
Now, 25 point is the average requires a 28 point and 25. So, on an average, it is 10% less than what is required. So, it is a 90% charge house, it is called. So, what happened that this house will activate after some time, but it will give you only up to 90%. If some house has only 20 points, then this house will give only the effect of 70-75%. It will not give a full house result.
Yeah.
Because that house, no planet want to support that house. No planet has given the point to that
Performance
house.
will be less.
So performance will, so you can't judge all 12 houses as a equal footage.
Right.
Due to this Binnastak edition, so what happened that we have seen the first house got a 33 point. Now if you consider from minimum is a 28 and here the 33. So first house is a more than 20%. That means you can say it is 120% charge. So that person is not acting 100%, is acting 120%.
120%. Strong personality.
Strong
you
person.
can
So
say.
his body is always active.
Yeah.
So thereby is what happened that the whatever the thing is going to happen, it will immediately react because body is always ready, is always reacting. If your first house carries only 25 points, so what happened? Your body will only after 10% effect has come to you, then only it will charge. You have to always compromise certain things.
Right.
So what happened that that is a minimum, that up to 28 is the average house. You will get all which is required in this house. Okay, less you will get later on or somewhat less, and if it is more, see hereby telling me more means your 6, 8 and 12th house should not have a more points. As a Chandubai always say, your 6, 8 and 12 bindu should not be more than 80. Otherwise this house will always activate and it will spoil your other pleasure.
Yeah.
Now you have to see that points has given. Everybody know about that Sarvashtak and Binnastak work points. But what to see out of it, that I also mentioned in one of my article in Panchang also, and here I have mentioned here also, how to compare. This is a very good comparison. See, you can't compare the house to house because both the house have a different sign, different planet. But here the Ashtakvargas has given something that whereby you can compare both the things. Which house you have to compare with the other house. Likewise, if we say that whether his vitality is more or he'll be having disease more. So what we have to see: first house Lord, first house Karak. Three things. Simultaneously you have to compare sixth house Lord, sixth house Karaka. These 6 things when you compare, then you are able to see no, this first house is more powerful. He has a good vitality and immunity power, and disease will not sustain. Because 6th house Lord, 6th house Karaka and 6th house is weak. Now here you will get immediately that first house having a 33 point and 6th house have a 34 point. So the vitality, just one more point than vitality, there will be a more disease. So always there is a chasing. Now what happened that the vitality is 33, the first house is a vitality or immunity system.
Right.
So your immunity system will cope up. Because it's on an average only 1 point is more. Average is the same point, only 1 point is made. But that means that always your vitality will be somewhat less than your disease intensity.
Person has to take care.
So he has to always take care. But what happens if your first house have a major bindu and 6th house have a lesser bindu? So your vitality, your immunity is so fast, then it will swallow the disease. It will capture the disease.
So is it advisable that one should have more marks here? Then it will be more diseases than if more.
So what happened that your body will not cope up all diseases. Sometimes
so less marks should be there.
Yeah, 6th house should be less and first house should be more. First house and 6th house to compare with your own body, because physics and your disease. Who will survive? Who will have a more weightage? So sometime what happened, you will continuously one is following 6, is not coming out of it. When we see Lagnesh is not in 6th house, 8th house, 12th house, why he is always fall sick? Because in his chart, the 6th house, many planets have preferred to give points. So all the moving planets are depositing disease in 6th house. So that is why I said that first house confidence. So first house vitality and 6th house is a disease. Whether your vitality will supersede your disease or whether your disease is supersede your vitality. So that way one can be checked with the first house and 6th house. Now first house and 8th house, because first house is a confidence, we call it as Atma, self. and 8th house is your fear, what the fear lies inside you. In my 8th house video also I said 8th house is a house of fear. What you fear, it comes 8th house. Now see, first house have a 33 point and 8th house has a 27.
Less points.
So your confidence is always more than your fear. So that is why that person will always overcome from the fear. And there is no need of others to support him. See what happens if the first house has a less bindu and 8th house more, so he'll be always fear. Some has to always come and explain him, don't fear, come out from fear and this. So one has to see from first house is a confidence, 8th house is a house of fear. So always who will sustain? The confidence will sustain. The fear will, one day it has to go. Now how much more percentage that the one chartist can calculate this. Now then I said first house and 4th house very important. See, from palmistry, I am not showing my right hand, I am showing a left, you have already passed. Somebody having this, this is called heart line and this is mind line.
Yeah.
So which line is perfect by which your life is guided? Whether your life is guided by your soul or your mood. Both.
Yeah.
So first house is a soul, Surya, Karaka is Surya, and 4th house is a Karak of a moon. So who will sustain? So soul will sustain. So he will always listen with his soul.
Yes.
He'll never be inclined or affected by his mood. But if somebody have 4th house more point and first house, even though he know that this is wrong, his mood will drive him to that way.
You could say emotional personality.
Yeah, emotional personality. And so many person can influence him because his confidence is less. First house has a less and 4th house has a more. That first house and 4th house you can always see from this is a body and this is a pleasure, whether your body will be active or whether your body will be passive. So this is active, sun is active and one is a passive. So some people you will see they are very lazy. Even though the Saturn is not affecting first house, Saturn is not affecting first lord, anywhere, not aspecting even, but first house has a less point and 4th house a male. So he always like to in the cage, in the good environment, pleasure. He always secure about his own environment.
Maybe homesick people there.
Homesick people. See, sometimes you will see in India, I don't know about the foreign, but India you will find some shopkeeper have a front shop and back they are residing.
Niche dukan, upar makan. We say in India.
Yeah. So what happened? If you ask no, you know that Australia is going to do this. Who is Australia? Where is Australia? Why I should bother? This is my shop and this is my residence.
Yeah.
So what happened? He is not caring about the wheels. The same thing the first house and 4th house. But one has to always check whether his soul, whether he has to listen to his soul, because soul, or he has to use his mind. So it's a distance between the soul and mind. Who is more powerful? So first soul and 4th is mood. Then I have given that first house is a own and 7th house is their opposite person. Right. See, opposite doesn't mean the only wife or spouse to whom they are going to face. Sometimes what happens that even though you have so much confidence, when you go to the crowd, when you meet the people, you are always shy. Even though you are right, you will shy in what the people will think. If your first house has, see here that first house has a 33 and 7th house at 24. So they never care what the opposite will think.
Yeah, I know this person, so he is like this only, sir.
Okay.
Whatever you are saying.
Yeah. So what happened that he will go with his own taste. He will go with his own mind, his own idea. He will not care what the opposite will think.
Bold personality.
Yeah, bold person. You can always see who have a more say. Whether he has a more say or his spouse, or he has a more say or the person who say. Even though sometimes you will find a person, only one person has turned 1,000 people's mind.
Yeah.
That's the thing. That he has a more confidence and he will convince the opposite person.
Motivational he can.
Motivational. So 7th house a less point, first house a more.
He is the best motivator otherwise also.
Good. So first house own and then I written 7 is the opposite person. Then we start from the 2nd house and 12th house. The 2nd house is the ayah, income, 8th house is the loss. So whatever your income, how much you will spend. Here the 12th house has to be something more. Now you see the 2nd house has a 27. So what happened? The person's income will be always fluctuating.
Yeah.
It will not meet with the, see, one person have every month the same income.
Yeah.
Here there will be always fluctuating because
income.
28 is a minimum and 27 occurs. So it will never meet the same level as it is before. So it happens 27 and in 12th house is a 28. So whatever income comes, he distribute to the all the expenses. So expenses
Yes.
will be now 12th house doesn't have a more point. Otherwise, you only earn for expenditure. You'll never
We
able
can
to
say
save.
loans or something can be there.
Loan 6th house and 12th house when we see, we'll see 6 and 12.
Hmm.
But here what happens? What is your incoming and what is your outgoing? Whatever the incoming is the income second house, and what is your outgoing?
So gains are more.
Whether you are going to match with your income or not.
Right.
See what happens if your income, the normal economics says that income is more than expenditure means profit, or you can say as a profit. You can say as a savings. You have a
Savings.
more saving. Where expenditure is more and income is less, that is debt. You are always under the debt. Some or the other way you have to match. So
Here it is same.
here almost same. So he will always meet with the income, but savings will be always less. So he has to motivate it to the savings. So I written second house for income and 12th house for the expenditure. Then I see with the third house. See, that is very important for everyone, because many people are always asking that I desire so many things. Third house is a house of desire, and 11th house is a fulfillment of a desire. So ichha purti. In Hindi we said ichha, desire, and desire fulfillment. So what happened that however the desire, the third house has a 29 point, and here the 11th house has a 27 point.
Lesser point.
So he'll have a more desire than fulfillment.
Less fulfillment.
Less fulfillment. There's, I think, a common complaint for female also. So much desire, my husband, my
This
partner.
is a male, but
Acha.
same thing.
Okay. So what happened? He desire more. One has to always see his third house has a less point than his 11th house, because sometime it happens that even though you desire, you get the things. That means your 11th house has a more point. And it happens whenever I see chart and say sometimes you don't desire, still you get. Oh, that happens with me. Nature is so kind. Nature is not kind. The planet is kind to you. So third house and 11th house I given as a wish or desire, and 11th house is a fulfillment of desire. How much wish you do and how much wish you will be fulfilled. Very important. Then if person are in the spiritual, the person who are in the spiritual, just now we have talked everything about the material thing, but person in the spirituality, they always want to know whether my this birth is powerful, or my next birth was powerful, or my previous birth was powerful. The Parashara has given this is a present. First house, the first this present birth. Fifth house your past birth, and ninth house will be your future birth. See, one has to always ready for next also. See, fifth house doesn't mean your past birth, it's your past time. Suppose today is a Monday, so whatever up to the Sunday, it is all deposited in fifth house. And if today is Monday, then onward Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday is your ninth house. So one has to check with the first house and fifth house. First house is a present birth and fifth house is a previous birth. People always say that due to my past birth deeds. No, sometimes it is a good deeds also. So how to judge?
So
it
what
can be
you say,
judged
it should be having more.
Fifth house must have a more point.
More points.
See, in the Ashtakvargas there is a Trikonadipati Shodhan. In Trikonadipati Shodhan, you have to subtract less from the more. So that whatever the balance you will able to come, that which trikon is your powerful. Here we see first house 33, fifth house 34, and ninth house at 20. So ninth house has a least 20. So that 20 if you subtract from first 33 and then 34, so here it will be 13 and here 14 and here will be 0. So what happened, his present birth is 33 and his past birth was 34. So it is almost same, but somewhat below than his past birth. And if we compare from the first house to ninth house, so whatever the good deeds he has done this life, in next life, out of this the half thing only it will be available. So person has to take always precaution. See, I always say in my videos that all the remedy lies in the same house. So if you want to gain your luck, you have to start the religious things. Karmas and religious things. Dharma, you have to go to the dharma, then only your luck will enhance.
Sir, we can also say here what I got an idea that here person is getting more from Sanchit Karmas.
Yeah, that will see from 10th house. So what happened that his first birth, see when first house is a more, then 9th house means you have to work more in this life, and in next life you have to work less. Because Parashara says your first house will go in next life 5th house. Your 5th house will go to your 9th house. and your 9th house will go to first house, because
So
whatever
this will be his next
yeah, this will
Lagna
be the
sign, we
next-
can say.
Yeah, that also can be seen that
Ascendant.
he'll be born in the next life. He'll be born in this
Capricorn ascendant.
Capricorn ascendant.
It is
happens.
possible.
It happens. But that have to see from the namas. I'll advise the people that they have to
Okay.
see the 9th house ascendant and 9th house sign in the namas. That will appear as the ascendant chart, because it also supersedes. Namas will come to the ascendant, because what happens? Namas is your internal desire. I'll speak namas a little bit later on, but namas is your internal desire, internal karma, which nobody sees except you. Whereas the ascendant, everybody is able to see. So whatever not seen, it will come in the next birth.
Okay.
So namas and 9th house sign has to become in the first house. So you can reverse your chart. See, I always do the Chandu. I always see the reverse calculation. You have to always see the reverse calculation. Then you will able to know, acha, in last birth I have done so and so thing. That is why I am suffering this life. We always see astrology. I have to see the future, but by conciliating this past also, what he has done in the past. So first house and fifth house, this present birth and past birth. First house and 9th house, first this life efforts and next life efforts. Then you can see also compare with your 5th and 9th, what will be my previous birth and what will be going to happen in my life. So previous birth more supported by us, in next birth no support, more support will begin. So he has to start everything.
So we can say in last birth this person was having Kanya Lagna.
Kanya Lagna.
Virgo Lagna.
Yeah.
And this will be in 9th power.
Yes,
So
see,
now this
triangle
birth is
always moves.
Taurus.
Triangle
Right.
always, because why he has emphasis on a triangle, because triangle continue the element.
Okay.
The square continue the nature, chara sthira dvisabha, and triangle continue the element. If you are fire nature, see, suppose one person has a very born in the fire nature, like Leo, Aries or Dhanu Lagna. That means he came from the fire yoni only. He was a cruel
Agni
enemy.
yoni.
Yeah, he was a cruel enemy, was agitating. This life also and next life also. People never change. See, soul never change its nature. So he has came from the same and same. If previous birth he was a Prithvi Tattva, means any yoni which very calm. This birth is also calm, and next birth, because the yoni pass same. Okay. So his element will be same. So that is why this element in triangle always it will be same, because the element is always your insight, what your soul consists. That is your element. Then I have mentioned that 4th house and 10th house.
10th house.
People always complain that I have more work than my pleasure. You check it here. Whether the pleasure is more or whether the
Pleasure
deeds
is
are
more.
So pleasure have 29 and work has a 25. That means he is doing with the pleasure.
Yes.
More pleasure than the hamper of the work. Sometimes what happens, you get a very little time for pleasure and more time of work. Many people work 18 hours, 20 hours, and they got only 5-6 hours of pleasure and work for 6 days, 7 days also. So 4th house major points compared to this 10th house. That means less deeds, more pleasure. So aram karte karte kaam.
On his own.
Yeah, he first will
Comfort.
see his pleasure and comfort, then he'll work. He will first adjust his comfort,
Right.
then his pleasure. Okay, so that 4th house and 10th house always complain. Then I see the 6th house and 11th house. People always shouting that I have so much enemies. But you see your enemies and friends, how your enemies are more or your friends are more. So 6th house is a house of enemies and 11th house is a house of friends. So here also the opposite person will be more. See, this 6th house is called house of opposition, and 7th house is called house of opposite. This is two different.
Yes.
Opposition means virod, and this is opposite in front of you. So 6th house is a 34 and the 11th house is a 27. Less friend than
And more oppositors.
More oppositors. So enemies is not always that who always shoot you always, but people more oppose
There
you.
may be hidden enemies
Yeah,
or something.
or support you. The less people will support you and more people will oppose you.
Right.
So always you have to go with the challenges. There are more opposition will be more. So 6th house and 12th house, 10th house are there. Then 9th house and 10th house. People always say I have less luck and more deeds. So 9th house is a house of luck. How much luck will support you? and how much you have to put your efforts.
Hmm.
Sometimes happens that in a little efforts also he get so much luck, because his 10th house has a less point and 9th house has a more points. So his luck will always support him. So 9th house here will say the 20 points, and 10th house is 25. So his luck will be, so this person will never depend on the luck, he'll always put more efforts. So efforts are more than his luck. So many people, when there's a luck is more, they just wait and wait, let my luck to start. No, the person who always make a action first, then he wait for the luck. So luck is less and work. One has to check this, whether he has to drive his life towards the luck, or whether he has to do everything by his own deeds. So 9th house and 10th house I have given luck and deeds. Then I have given third house and 9th house also, because third house is a house of a short traveling, and 9th house is a long traveling or foreign traveling. Or so whether people have a more foreign traveling or long traveling, or more a short travel. So here it says that the short traveling, 1 day 2 days traveling will be more than the long traveling. Of long traveling in the this shastra it is written 15 days, where the lunar cycle, as per the lunar cycle they decide, if you are crossing a lunar cycle it is a long traveling, and if you are within the lunar cycle you are short traveling. So within the lunar means within the 15 days, if you go and come 10 days 12 days 15 days, up to 15 days, one lunar cycle it will be a short traveling. Outside the lunar cycle it will be long traveling. So that's a great bifurcation it has given to third house and so third house has a major point, so he'll have a maximum traveling of 8 days 10 days 12 days, rather than more than a month traveling. Month or ahead,
And
6
this
months.
person doesn't like to travel.
Achha, more traveling because this is a long traveling. Many people have a without any let it go for long traveling, long ride. So
Long
100
drive.
kilometers and come back
Long drive also,
without any
long
cost.
rides also.
Yeah, long ride without any cost. But this is not a person. He always like to go the short traveling. So he'll make everything nearby. So that
So
he
you
is
mean to say if there could be 40 marks or say 38 marks,
yeah.
so foreign tours will be more in that
His
case?
his passport will be always within a 1 or 2 years it will be filled. More. See, so many carrier people or the courier people, they all are traveling lots. Like a cargo, that's all air cargo or the sea traveling, they travels a lot. Every city they have to endorse this. So there's a 9th house as a more points, and his third house will be the less point. So he doesn't have to do the efforts. The luck will carry, no? This is luck also.
Okay,
Or
yes.
one has to also see the 4th house. I have not mentioned here 4th house and 9th house also, whether he should remain with his birthplace or whether he should move from his birthplace. See, this is a 4th house is a birthplace, Janma Bhumi. This is a Bhumi also and mother also. So we in India we call as a Matru Bhumi, Matru and Bhumi. Both.
Okay,
So
motherland.
your motherland is always 4th house, where you get all pleasure. See, our ancestors also have migrated. Our Hindu religion is for the migration. We move everywhere, and that is why Hindu will find everywhere in the world.
Yeah.
So that 4th house is the birthplace. The place of origin is called 4th house, and 9th house is called Pardesh. See, many people are confused with the Pardesh and Videsh. See, this is Videsh. Videsh and Pardesh. I'll give the definition of Pardesh. Pardesh means Paraya Desh. See, in India there are comprised of 29-30 states. So if you have origin from Gujarat and now you are in Maharashtra, so you are Pardesh. Pardesh means Paraya Desh. It is not your own.
You mean to
different
say.
state. In USA also there are different states.
Right.
You have to acquire the both the state citizenship. So 9th house is called Pardesh, where only you have to compromise your taste and everything. But this is Videsh. 12th house is called Videsh. Videsh, in the Sarvato Gomandal has defined Videsh means Viruddha Sanskriti Desh. Where your Sanskriti will not survive is a Videsh. So if you go to America, they are Christianity or Hindu.
That is why, sir, always we see Rahu also in 12th bhava. People who are out of motherland, mostly they have connection of Rahu and 12th house.
Yeah. Why it is Pardesh means your birthplace has become enemy. See, from here it is a 6.
Yes.
Why people migrate from their motherland? No one like to migrate. But why they migrate? Because their own origin lane has now nothing to survive. So they have to go to the opposite. This is 6, no?
Yeah.
So Pardesh. But why people go to Videsh? For enhance the luck. Because from here it's a 9.
So if it would have been
Yeah.
say more less than 20 points over
Yeah.
here,
Yeah.
then this person would have been
Has
out of
to,
state.
yeah, has to go out, otherwise his motherland will never feed him. So fourth house is the
Right.
own land. This is Pardesh and this is Videsh. Videsh means
Videsh.
Viruddha Sanskriti Desh, where nothing will survive, your religion, nothing will survive. Here your religion will be same. You'll become Hindu, Hindu only. But here you have to convert yourself.
You have to stay
You
between
cannot,
different
yeah,
caste and
you
creed
can
people.
you can practice, but you can propagate, you can't this. So this is Videsh. So here the fourth house and then so one has to always move from his motherland, then only it is succeed. One can also see first fourth house and ninth house, whether to move just a small. See, that's one science you might be aware, astrocartography.
Yeah.
It's a worldwide very famous, whereby where to move, where to see, where you will get a female. See, majorly worldwide people travel. Only the India have the this that we remain there and there. We married also with the next door or next house. But people origin from the UK go to USA, married in Australia, studied in Japan. They like traveling like this. So that astrocartography very important. The chart itself comes and then you have to describe. We'll do one video.
Yeah,
Very
we'll talk
important.
on that. Yes.
So ninth house is that we have seen short traveling and non traveling. Then we can see the second house. Then I have added up so many things. Then second house and eighth house. One has to see his present family. By living they will give benefit, or after living they will get a benefit, because eighth house is a inheritance. In the presence of family they get a money, or in the absence of family. See, in our money video also we have seen 2, 5, 8, 11 is a money house. Now here see, presence of family and absence of family members both have a equal point. If one has a more point in the second house, so in the presence of family members only he get a wealth. But if the 8th house has a more point, that means after the family members leave them, or whether he will leave the family member, then only he will grow. So one has to see whether he has to remain in the family or he has to leave the family, then only. Here is the same point. And somebody also see that during the life of the parents, whether they get all inheritance or after the absence of the parents.
That
so
also we can see.
8th house is the absence of the families, and this is a presence. So second and 8th. Then I have seen that many people are asking about the job and own business. Or you may say a secure work or unsecure work. This is secure work, so person has to always do more secure work than the insecure work. Insecure work where you invest your money and you invest your luck is insecure work, because you invest your money or invest your luck. This is 10th house. But if you only invest your deeds, this is your 6th house. So 6th house has a 34 point and the 10th house has a 25. So he will be more suitable in the secure form rather than to start his own business, or rather to do in the independent. So he will be more comfortable.
Job or service or something.
Yeah, job, service, contract work, whereby he get a fixed secure work rather than just to wait on the 31st March. What the profit and loss has happened, that is a 10th house. So secured 6th house and unsecure is your 10th house. Then I have given the 11th house and 12th house. Whether gain will be more or loss will be more. So gain and loss. So it will be
gain is less.
That already when the third house we see that desire is more and fulfillment is less, so more loss. So loss is more than the gain. So this is by I have given only 10, 15 only.
Very wonderful format you have given.
So by Sarvashtakvarga one can see the first, they can see the strength of the house, which house has a more than 28, 28 or less than 28. 3 category he has to make. So which house will give automatically is a more than 28, which house give own time 28 points, and which house give after the time start, that is less than 28. First of all he has to bifurcate 3 categories.
So 28 one has to keep in mind that
benchmark.
minimal points of 28 should be there.
Yeah.
According to that, sir, one more thing I have observed while assessing the Ashtakvarga from particular charts, that whoever is having more points over here, say more than 35, they are
First.
always struggling, and they are
Oh.
self-made people.
Yes, yes.
They
yes.
don't depend, as you
Yeah,
said.
yeah.
But otherwise, if we see roughly by the points,
Hmm.
if less points are here in 12th bhava,
Yeah.
so that person is having miser nature,
Yes,
or
yes,
less of
He
expenditure
doesn't
that
like to
person will be
spend.
doing,
Yeah.
because this is a house of expenditure also.
Expenditure. He doesn't like to
Same way,
spend.
if more marks over here, then that person is prone to get the diseases.
Disease
But
affected.
if again this is strong, as you said,
Yeah.
then that person
The
will
disease will
overcome
come.
the
Yeah, but he'll
diseases.
overcome.
So
Very true. Very true.
rough idea also. See, 20 marks, so he has to struggle for the fortune.
Yeah.
Whatever struggles, 29 marks in Parakram Bhava.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
3 and 9 also, right?
3
Right.
and 9 also.
Yeah,
See,
struggle
he is
more or
doing so much of Parakram, braveries,
yeah, yeah.
but he is getting less of fortune.
Luck is not as much supporting, right?
I see little bit this way.
That is why I say I given only 10, 15. The viewer can compare any house. So this is a Sarvashtak work. Then we'll go for the Binashtak work
Sure.
next time. So by for Sarvashtak work, one can judge his own house and by own things what he has and what he is going to face.
Also, sir, one thing I would like to add, that we have to see the avasthas as per the age.
Yes,
Means 1 to 25 age, 25 to 50 age, and 50 to 75 age. We have to
Yes.
start from
25
mean
to
lagna,
yes,
mean
yes.
rashi.
Yes,
So
yes.
mean to Mithuna, 4 rashis we have to
Okay.
join the marks.
Yeah, yeah, that's our
Mean to Mithuna,
right.
then up till Vrishika, Sing to
Buck to-
Leo to,
yeah.
then see the marks, and then
That
9,
is the
10,
middle
11,
life.
12, last.
Okay, that's the
So
last
all
one.
4 rashis. So
Okay.
we are dividing in 3 avasthas. So first avastha is Bal avastha we call. Then second is up to 50 age, that is a Kumar avastha, means you get
avastha,
married, you
Kumar,
start
yeah.
working, everything, you start
Okay.
progressing. And
Okay.
last is your Uttar, means
Yeah.
after. So
Winding up.
whatever marks are more, so that patch of your
That
life will
phase-
be best in your
Yeah,
life, or
good.
struggling in your
Very
life.
good, very good,
This
right,
is the
right.
way
Yes,
one
yes.
can see. It's there in Devagna book.
Yeah, so all see
Ashtakvarga
there are
Mahanibandh.
so many
Wonderful techniques
people,
they have given.
yeah.
So if one is having more marks in 1 to 30 age, then that person is enjoying a lot till 30, but less marks in the
Thereafter-
between period, then
Yes.
struggles are more.
Yes,
Like
yes,
that,
yes.
sir.
Very
So
good,
it was a wonderful session, sir. Really, I would love to hear more. So next we are meeting with
Yeah, Binashtak work. All this
Binashtak work.
different work we'll see.
We will
and how they-
differentiate between them. I hope viewers will love it. If you see it very keenly, you will understand it very easy way he has mentioned everything.
Yeah.
And once again, thanks for loving DM Astrology channel. Thanks for
Yeah.
loving Planet to Soul Astrology also.
Yeah,
Also,
Sunil, right.
so many feedbacks also, sir, I got, and I'm
Mm.
feeling very good. It's a very good feeling. And thank
Yeah.
you to you also, sir, for that.
No, that's,
And we'll meet soon with Bindashtak work. By the time, stay tuned and see you very soon. Thank you so much.